This lesson is a little difficult, but I want to expose it to you before you get here because there's times where it's going to be important. And it's called solving literal equations. So literal equations are equations that you cannot get an exact numerical value for your answer. You will actually get like a bunch of variables in it. So it's almost like taking a formula and solving it for one of the variables. Um, so what do we do to solve these? Well, the first thing we do is we highlight the variable that we are solving for. Once we do that, we use our inverse operations to get the variable by itself. So it's like solving an equation. And that's why we say, that's why I stress showing your work all the time. So when we look at the first example, solve for m, this is the variable I want to get by itself. Remember, the operations we always undo first are addition or subtraction. What is linked to this term by addition or subtraction? It's the 3n. So what do I do to get rid of it? I add it. But if you remember, combining like terms, 3n and 8 are not like terms, so I'm going to scoot it over. I bring down the 4m equals, these eliminate, and I'm going to write this in order of the variable to the constant. So I'm going to write the 3n first, and then the plus 8. Then, to undo multiplication here, I'm going to divide everything by 4. And m would equal 3/4 n, and then 8 divided by 4 would be plus 2. Okay? Now, the next one, here we are solving for r. Now, sometimes, again, I like to cover up the left side and write the right side, 2 pi r equals write the right side. Because if the variable's on the left side, it's much easier to undo operations. What are 2 pi and r all linked by? They're all linked by multiplication. What's the inverse operation of multiplication? Division. So if I divide by 2 and I divide by pi, 2's eliminate, pi's eliminate. Divide by 2 pi, and I get r is equal to c over 2 pi. And I am done. Okay, next one. Here I'm trying to get v by itself. So I'm going to rewrite this as vw plus z is equal to u. Now, to get v by itself, the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of anything by addition and subtraction, which is the z. Can I line it up under u? No, they are not like terms. So I get vw is equal to u minus z. Now v and w are linked by multiplication. How do I undo multiplication? With division. Now for this one, I'll just divide everything by w, and v is equal to u minus z all over w. And I am done. Okay, so again, these are a little different than what we're used to, but all you are doing is undoing operations that we're aware of already. So the next one. Right now, I'm trying to get f by itself. So I'm going to write this as 5/9 times f minus 32 is equal to c. Now in the past, we're used to distributing to 5/9, but I'm going to make life easy. I'm going to get rid of this first by multiplying everything not in parentheses by the denominator. The 9's will cancel out, and I'm going to bring down the 5 times f minus 32 is equal to 9c. Now I can get rid of the 5. What is 5 linked to that quantity by? It's linked by multiplication. How do we undo multiplication? We divide. So f minus 32 is equal to 9c over 5. Now It's real easy to get f by itself because all I'm going to do is get rid of the 32 by adding, and f is equal to 9c over 5 plus 32. So these first four problems are important, but they're not the end-all be-all. The ones that are important for down the road is solving for y, okay? And that's what we're going to do in these next few examples, okay? So here, solving for y in what we would call this is standard form is important. And to solve for y, we always get rid of the x term by adding or subtracting. Since this 6x is positive, we're going to subtract it. Can I line it up under 24? No. So these eliminate. What am I going to bring down here? Negative 2y equals negative 6x plus 24. Now, how do I get rid of this negative 2? I am going to divide everything by negative 2. That would give me y equals negative 6x divided by negative 2 is positive 3x. 24 divided by negative 2 is minus 12. Now we have y all by itself, and we're good to go. Try the next one on your own real quick. Pause the video and come back and check it. All right, so once you know how to do one of these problems, almost all of them are identical. So the first thing I do here is get rid of the x term. How do I get rid of it? I subtract it. So what am I going to bring down here? The negative 4y equals negative 3x plus 20. How do I get rid of the negative 4? It's linked by multiplication. So I'm going to divide everything by negative 4. And y is equal to a negative divided by a negative. Remember, keep track of your signs. Is a positive 3/4 x. Then 20 divided by negative 4 is negative 5. So we're going to subtract the 5. And we are done. Okay. So this one here, right? Again, I'm solving for y. What do I have to get rid of first? X. How do I get rid of it? I'm going to add it. So when I add the 3x to both sides, 4y is equal to 3x plus 12. How do I get rid of the 4? I divide everything by this 4. And y is equal to 3/4 x plus 3. Now the next one, I again like to get rid of this term right away. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply by the denominator. I get 2 times 2x minus 4y is equal to 24. Now I'm going to divide by that 2 on the outside. And I get 2x minus 2y is equal to 12. Now, I got to get rid of the x term. Subtract that 2x. Negative 2y is equal to negative 2x plus 12. Then I divide everything by negative 2. And I get y is equal to x. And then 12 divided by negative 2 is minus 6. And I am done. All right. We're going to jump to one more. When we go to solve this and put it in simplified form, first thing we're going to do is distribute this 4. So y plus 6 is equal to 4 times 2x is 8x. 4 times negative 5 is minus 20. How do I get rid of this 6 now, the constant? Well, it's linked by addition, so I'm going to subtract. Uh-oh, what happened here? All right, welcome back. So, since 6 is linked by addition, I'm going to subtract it. But when I go to the right side of this equal sign, what's a like term I'm going to line it up under? The 20. So these eliminate. Y equal. Bring down the 8x. Combine like terms here correctly. Negative 20 minus 6 is minus 26, right? So out of all of these examples, the solving for y are the most important. But linear variables will like solving these literal equations will always help you in every math and science class you attend. So try your best on the homework, and if we need to do more, we will. But my whole goal is just to expose you to the concept. All right, we'll talk to you later.